leftist. I believe that liberalism is a right-wing ideology that seeks to further the harm and exploitation of the most vulnerable people around the globe. I'm a liberal, and I think that's a really unfair characterization of my politics. Oh, I'm so sorry. What do you think I got wrong? Well, I don't think that liberalism is a right-wing ideology. I might not be a radical communist, but I have more in common with you than I do with, like, a Republican. I always thought you guys had similar policies, and the only real difference was how far you went and how you talked about them. Okay, that's ridiculous. Our policies are nowhere near the same as Republicans. Really? What about immigration? That's a great example. We love immigrants. We would never be doing, like, what Donald Trump is doing now with the ICE raids. I don't know. Donald Trump is literally using the border czar from the Obama administration. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Trump literally sought him out because Obama had so many removals. We actually nicknamed him the deporter-in-chief when he was president. Okay, well, even if that's true, Donald Trump is doing way worse than the Democrats ever did. The last time I looked, his deportations were actually lower than the monthly average under Biden. That can't be real. Where'd you get that info from? The Migration Policy Institute? Okay, well, they're way worse deportations. I think we can agree on that. They're, like, really violent. Way more violent than they ever were under Obama. Yeah, that's true. ICE is clearly operating as a domestic Gestapo to terrorize people. But it's worth noting that Democrats raised the ICE budget absolutely every year they had a chance to as well. Look, I'm just saying Kamala never would have done this. Kamala literally campaigned on being tougher on the border than Donald Trump. She, like, bragged about it. Okay, fine. Maybe immigration isn't a great example, but what about, like, LGBTQ rights? I don't know. Biden signed the first federal anti-trans legislation in decades. Okay, so one misstep. Nobody's perfect, but, you know, the Democratic Party would definitely not be declaring open season on trans people the way the Republicans are right now. Maybe, but they also have made it clear that they would not stop Republicans from doing that, even at a state level. Like, in one interview with Fox News, Kamala Harris said she would follow the law as it came to gay and trans rights in a year where the most anti-trans legislation was introduced at a state level, like, ever. Well, maybe she was just, like, saying that, but she wouldn't actually do that. Maybe. I'm from California. She has a pretty wishy-washy record on supporting trans people out here. And right after the election, the Democratic Party was floating around the idea of just dropping defense of trans people and queer people altogether from their platform. Okay, well, what about foreign policy? Obviously, Trump is doing all sorts of bizarre and horrifying things in Venezuela. Do you really think Democrats would be doing this as well? Yes. I'm sorry, what? How can you just say yes like that? Obama literally did a drone strike at a wedding. Who hasn't done a drone strike at a wedding? Come on. Again, nobody's perfect. Hillary Clinton laughed when the leader of another country was sexually assaulted to death on camera. What about Palestine? The Democrats funded a genocide there. Like, they did ethnic cleansing and then lied about working for a ceasefire. Okay, well, some of these things Democrats can't take a hard stance on because it would alienate their donor base of corporations and lobbyists and rich guys. Yeah, that's probably why more billionaires donated money to Kamala's campaign fund than to Donald Trump's. Like I said, you guys are just the nicer version of capitalism, which seeks to harm people around the globe while letting, like, 12 rich guys get richer. Okay, this is purity politics. You are dividing us. Again, I don't really think we're on the same team, so there's really nothing to divide. The way I see it, you and Republicans are different sides of the same coin, and that coin is capitalism. And all of us over here on the left are ready to reject capitalism and move into a new and better system, like socialism. Okay, well, that's just unrealistic. How is that unrealistic? Other countries have socialism. Okay, well, it's unrealistic here because we're, like, really big. China's way bigger than us, and they have socialism. China doesn't have socialism. They're capitalist. Read Marx. You've never read Marx, have you? Once? In college? Like a Cliff's Notes? I could recommend some reading materials if you're interested in actually joining the left. No, because that would make me uncomfortable, and I don't really like to do things that make me uncomfortable. See, this is why you guys end up running defense for fascists so much. You would rather condone the right than team up with the left because ultimately, at the end of the day, you're just more comfortable over there with them. Do you see what I mean? Okay, you know what? The leftists, everybody are mean, and I would rather side with a Republican than these people. I don't think we are on the same team at all. Well, I guess we got there eventually.